Right away, right away. Hello, everyone. This is Giovanni. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Movie Canon. The day has come, and this is a new episode of the Met Report. Just in case you weren't aware of that, I am announcing the winner, the giveaway winner for the Hogwarts Legacy game. So I am going to announce the winner today during this stream, towards the end of the stream. So we'll definitely be doing that. Please let me know, guys, if, again, always when we do things live, I just want to make sure that you can hear me correctly. You can hear me fine. There's no echo. And then Matthew, could you say something in the mic just to see?
What's good?
So I'm being joined
Yes.
today by Matthew.
Hello.
And I just want to make sure that all the mics are working. Matthew's mic,
Yes.
my mic.
Maybe.
So anyone who's in the chat, if you can let me know if we sound a little off, if the screen, if the image is a little off or something, let me know. Because like I said, we've been having issues, and I thought it was fixed, but I'm not totally sure what's going on. But something related to the USB bandwidth, maybe. That there's still somewhat a bit of issues going on with the camera, with the picture, and all that stuff. So I was able to fix it before we started this, but here we are. So again, this is the Met Report. Welcome to my channel, The Movie Canon. I'm Giovanni, and I'm being joined today by Matthew.
Hello.
And in this episode of the Met Report, there's going to be a few things that we're going to do here today. Apart from the announcement of the Hogwarts giveaway. So what I'm going to do today, one of the main topics that are happening or that came about earlier this week. I'm trying to get the page here. So we're going to talk about the Scott Pilgrim versus the World news, the announcements that we heard, I think it was yesterday. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we're also doing a non-spoiler review of Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. So we watched the movie last weekend. And this is our chance to review it here. So it officially comes out today, March 31st. And we're going to do a little non-spoiler review of the movie. So that's another thing that we're doing here. And as I mentioned before, especially on Instagram, social media, and so forth. So Matthew is doing a movie trivia game today.
Sure am.
He is going to play this game. He's going to try to unlock Star Wars Jedi Survivor video game as the next giveaway. I'll give him more details in just a bit here, but he doesn't know what the questions are going to be, but he's going to try to unlock this giveaway. So that's what we'll be doing a little later. And then again, as I mentioned earlier, after that, then we'll do I'll announce the winner for the Hogwarts Legacy giveaway. It's a physical copy of the PS5 Deluxe Edition version. So whoever wins this, I'm going to be able to mail that to them. Again, this person would have to be a YouTube subscriber or an Instagram follower to the Movie Canon and must have a mailing address within the United States. So I'll announce the winner in just a little bit here. So let's see here. So Matthew, going back to the game, do you think you're ready for the game?
I think so. I believe so.
You think you're gonna unlock Jedi Survivor?
I like the odds.
You like those odds? Okay. So last time when we did a trivia game similar to this, when you unlocked this, I wasn't expecting you to win at all. So, I mean, you did get like a little lifeline and you needed a little bit of help or whatever the case.
Sure did.
But otherwise, ultimately you did unlock the Hogwarts Legacy giveaway, the PS5. So, again, I'm going to announce it towards the end here, but you were able to do that last time. So, Matthew, you're confident that you're going to unlock Jedi Survivor. So, we'll see.
Yes, I sure am.
We will see. So, what are the first thing that we're going to do here now? Let me see here. Okay, so why don't we begin with the news article or the announcement that we got about Scott Pilgrim versus the World anime series coming to Netflix. Now, this is big news, especially if you're a big fan of this film and then the comic. Elizabeth Mary Winstead. Then we have Chris Evans and Brandon Routh. Those are the ones that I know from the top of my head. And so at the time, they weren't like really big stars per se yet. Michael Cera was a little big at that point, and Chris Evans was starting to get there. This was pre Captain America, so but he was in Fantastic Four, so he does have fame from that. So that movie came out. It didn't really do that well when it initially came out, but it kind of became a bit of a cult, a following, and so forth. So I was a huge fan of this movie when it first came out, but I'll talk about the anime series in just a bit here. But Matthew, did you ever watch this movie?
Yeah, probably like 10 times as a young child, and I did watch it recently. And
Yeah.
it still holds up in my opinion, other than the fact that I don't like Michael Cera, but that's not the movie's fault.
Okay. So I know you were like 5 years old when this movie
Yeah.
came out because it came out in 2010. But yes, I really liked the movie when it first came out. Like I said, when I first saw it in the theater, it was kind of packed considering it. I mean, it was opening night. I don't think it was a big theater or a big screen, anyways, a big room at the time. So it did remember it was kind of packed, and a lot of people were really into it. There's a lot of reactions from the people. I think they were probably fans of either Edgar Wright or Michael Cera or maybe the comic itself. But I remember having a lot of fun with this movie, and I was surprised of how good it was. I really, really liked it. I think Matthew, I don't think you liked it as much as I did, but it's definitely one of the top movies out there. And I'm not a big fan of anime, so the fact that they're doing a anime with Scott Pilgrim series that's gonna go to Netflix. I don't really care that it's an anime. I just like the fact that it's Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and we're getting the same cast, the main cast back, voicing obviously since it's an anime. But that alone, I'm very excited about that. So hopefully we'll get more information about release date and so on and so forth. So let's look at let's actually look at the source where we actually got this from. So this actually comes from IGN. So let me just try to find this real quick here. But Matthew, before we get into all that, you said you're not really a big fan of Michael Cera.
Yeah, not Michael Cera. I don't like his face. That's
You don't like his face.
I don't know. He's just has a very
Punchable.
yeah
face?
punchable face. He's very punchable.
A very punchable face. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to find the article here. I think I had it here earlier, but of course I can't find it now. So let me see here. And you said you recently saw it, Matthew?
Yeah, maybe 6 months ago, which isn't that recent, but like recent as in like the last time I saw it wasn't as a child.
And what about the rest of the cast? What about your thoughts on Brie Larson and Chris Evans?
I didn't even, in my mind, I didn't even process that was Brie Larson. Like I just thought it was some random actor until like I recently realized that it is Brie Larson, and I did not know that Brandon Routh was also in this.
Yeah, the Superman, the 2006
Yes.
Superman.
Also the Atom on the CW shows,
Oh, that's okay. That's right.
and the racist cop on The Rookie.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So let's see. So here we go. So here's the news article here. It says Netflix announces Scott Pilgrim anime starring Michael Cera and full movie cast. So what we have here, a Scott Pilgrim anime is on the way from Netflix starring Michael Cera, Chris Evans, Brie Larson, and all the original movie cast as voice actors. A casting announcement trailer released on YouTube finally confirmed the long rumored series. Because I remember that I think they brought this up. I don't know if it was this source, which is IGN, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned earlier. IGN, they mentioned something about that Scott Pilgrim could return as an anime. And now we have this announcement a little over a year ago, because I think that initial announcement about speculating that there might be an anime, I think that was like in January of last year. So a little over a year, we actually have the official announcement. And we have here Sarah is returning as the character Scott Pilgrim and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. They're back as Ramona Flowers alongside Mark Webber as Stephen Stills. He's the talent. Allison Pill as Kim Pine, Johnny Simmons as young Neil, Anna Kendrick as Stacy Pilgrim, Ellen Wong as Knives Chow, Aubrey Plaza as Julie Powers, Larson as Envy Adams, and Kieran Culkin as Wallace Wells. So, so let me see here. So, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she hasn't really been done. She hasn't done that many things lately that I recall here. I know she was in that terrible Harley Quinn movie, the one that has like a really long title. She's in that movie, and I don't really remember seeing her in anything recent. That this is probably the most recent thing, and I know she was in one of those Cloverfield movies, the 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is the best one. But that one was several years ago too. But this is her in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. There's a very cool and fun scene there. And then we have the other cast that I mentioned earlier here. So we have actually Johnny Simmons, who was the character that plays young Neil. I haven't seen him in a while too, in any projects. Maybe he's in projects that I just haven't seen or something. Maybe some of the younger child shows or something that I don't watch. Maybe he's in that, but I haven't seen him in a long time in anything. And then we have Anna Kendrick, who plays Stacy Pilgrim, so she's coming back to this, obviously, as I mentioned earlier. And I think the last thing that I saw her in was in I think she did like one of those straight to stream movies, which we have a lot of those now. She plays I think it's kind of like a horror. I don't even know the name of the movie, but I just saw her somewhere a couple months ago that she was on one of those streaming platforms. And of course, she was in that Noelle Disney Plus movie, which kind of sucked. So that was a couple years ago. But she was nominated for an Oscar, but I think that was actually before Scott Pilgrim. And then, of course, Chris Evans. We already know Chris Evans MCU and so forth. So he's coming back. So that's kind of cool. And then Brie Larson, she's also in the MCU, has since won an Oscar, so she's coming back. And then Brandon Routh, you already mentioned stuff about Brandon Routh. So the whole cast, or at least the main cast, is coming back. And let me finish and Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza is bigger now. She was just in White Lotus, so she was in that Child's Play reboot or whatever. So she's pretty popular, even more so now than before. So I'm glad that she's back as well. So we have here the show will also feature at least a few evil exes, as Evans is back as Lucas Lee alongside Satya Baba as Matthew Patel, Brandon Routh as Todd Ingram, Mae Whitman as Roxy Richter, and Jason Schwartzman as Gideon Graves. Now, he was kind of hilarious in that movie, so I'm glad he's back. We have original comic author Brian Lee O'Malley will executive produce, write, and act as showrunner alongside Ben David Grabinski, while Scott Pilgrim vs. the World co-writer, director, and producer Edgar Wright will serve as executive producer. Now, when they first mentioned that and they kind of started it off like that, I was thinking, is he coming back to co-write and direct as well? But then they said executive producer, so it kind of like my excitement fell down a little bit. The original creator Brian Lee O'Malley, along with writer Ben David Grabinski, have come up with an anime series of Scott Pilgrim that doesn't just expand the universe, but also, and then it says, well, just watch it. And then Edgar Wright says, I'm more than happy to announce that I have helped coax the entire original cast back to voice the characters on this epic new adventure. You are in for a treat. So again, that was Edgar Wright talking about this Scott Pilgrim vs. the World anime series that is coming to Netflix. We don't know about a release date or anything like that. So I'm definitely excited for this. Maybe it'll come out by the end of the year, or maybe next year. I'm not entirely sure like how long it's gonna take them for the actual animation and stuff like that. But I'm definitely excited about this, and I'll keep you guys posted on social media whenever there's more information about it. whatever the case might be. So, Matthew, overall, are you excited about this anime?
Not like particularly, but I'll definitely watch it when it comes out.
Oh, because you're a big fan of anime, right?
Not as
Oh,
much as I used to be,
oh,
but
okay.
yeah,
So, but I mean, Scott Pilgrim is not really
yeah.
that exciting to you, and you said your levels of anime and gone down a bit too. So, I guess you're not really that excited about this, right?
Not that much. No, it's not really on my current radar.
Okay. All right. So that was it for the Scott Pilgrim announcement here. So the other thing that I mentioned is that we are doing a non-spoiler review of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. So that's what we're gonna do right now here. So we saw this movie last weekend. There was a little sneak peek screening that they had at AMC. I think other theaters too, but we got a chance. We had a chance to watch it, so we watched it last weekend. It officially came out today, or I guess you could have watched it last night. So that's what we're gonna stick to non-spoilers here. So I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers or anything like that. So so then Matthew, you watched this movie with me too. So
Sure did.
let's begin by. Well, actually, Matthew, did you know that there was a Dungeons and Dragons movie that came out in the year 2000?
Yeah, I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, I never saw this movie. I remember when they were advertising it. I know it came out like in December of 2000, and it didn't look interesting at all to me. And then I remember, even then I remember that it was reviewed pretty terribly, and the box office, it definitely did not do well at all. And now we're in 2023, and we have this new adaptation of Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played the game, so or the uh, what is it, role playing game? I've never played it, so I'm not gonna be able to tell you, give you my perspective based on comparing it to the movie and then the role playing game or whatever. And then you've never played this game either, right, Matthew?
No.
Okay, so so there's that. So this is just a person. We're just people here who watch the movie, just getting it from whatever movie that the filmmakers were going to show us, and just overall, I really enjoyed it. And then Matthew, you really liked this movie too, right?
Yeah, I think I liked it more than you did. A
Yeah,
little more.
I think you did. Yeah. So let's see here. So let's, like always when we do these non-spoiler reviews, or just reviews in general, I like to break it down to certain things. I like to break it down to the positives, the pros, the negatives, the cons, and that's kind of what I'm going to do now for this review as well. So let's begin by the positives. Now, I'll just tell you right now, there are a lot more positives than there are negatives. So that's always a good thing here. So let's see. Let's begin by the dialogue and the humor in this movie. Now, this was kind of surprising. Now, I heard that the movie was being reviewed. So I had to cough here. I know the movie was reviewed very well, and so it was interesting to see, what it is that a lot of these reviewers are praising this movie for. Sometimes, there'll be some movies that are well reviewed and everything, but they're just not that good. They just don't resonate with me. So there's a possibility that that could have been the case here, but it wasn't, because I actually did like the movie here. And the dialogue and the humor in this movie, that didn't really translate that much in the trailer, because the trailer, there was a couple moments there that they showed a little bit of humor and stuff like that, but it didn't really capture me just based on the trailer. But when you actually watch the movie itself, it was actually really good, and I enjoyed the dialogue and the humor there. And I think the main thing that works for this dialogue and humor is because of the characters. So the majority of the characters here are well developed, with possibly only one of them still needing a bit more information about them. The actors' chemistry is great. Chris Pine's character is one that we have seen before, but he was still very entertaining in the movie. And this is the same thing with Michelle Rodriguez. She was surprisingly fun to watch in this movie. She was surprisingly, she was just surprisingly fun to watch.
Agreed.
Her character in the Fast franchise, I think, was more like a one-note character, but she does do a few different things here. And like I said, I was surprised that I was, I liked her character, I liked her performance, so she was a lot of fun to watch, and like a lot of the characters, frankly here. Then Justice Smith. Justice Smith was also interesting and fun to watch, along with Sophia
Lilith.
Lillis, who plays the young Beverly in the It films. And so I think she's the one that's probably not developed as much. Like, we know some information about her, but I think we know more information about the background for the other characters compared to this one here. So, but she was overall a good character and fun character as well. Another positive, another pro here is let me see here. Oh, there's several action sequences in this movie that I think were very well choreographed, especially a scene involving Lilith's character. There was a scene with her. I don't want to get into details because that would be spoilers, but there's a very cool action sequence with her that was very interesting, and I like I like the way that they did it, because they could have easily just done this in a very basic, boring way, but decided to do it a little differently, and I think that worked, and I really like that. Again, I'm not going to get into details because then that'll be getting into spoilers probably, so there's that. And let's see. And then while some of the scenes with CGI in this movie, I mean, a lot of the CGI is not top notch, so you're not expecting, groundbreaking special effects. You're not gonna get Avatar, uh, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, innovations here or anything like that. But there were multiple scenes that the CGI did work. So the scenes that had the mixture of practical and visual effects, many of those scenes were quite good. There's also one scene where the CGI was not particularly good, but it was in a way intentional, and in my opinion made it the funniest scene I've seen in a while in any movie. And I don't know, Matthew, without exposing or saying what it is, do you know which scene I'm talking about?
Not exactly, no.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'll tell you later then. Okay. So those are the positives that I have. Matthew, what are your thoughts on positives, pros of this movie?
Well, firstly, when I was walking into this movie, I thought it was gonna be a whatever movie. I had just seen Shazam 2 the night before,
Oh, wow.
or 2 nights before, and I was like, this will probably be, if not a little better, more or less on the same like wavelength as Shazam on how good it was, because the trailer didn't really do a good job on selling this movie to me.
Okay.
And I thought it would be another like cash grab movies on like these IPs that have been, not as of recently, but more in like the mid 2010s, that came out a lot. But I did enjoy this movie a lot. It's definitely one of my favorite movies so far in the year. I really enjoyed the chemistry between these characters, especially with Justice Smith and Sophia Lillis, which were my favorite characters slash actors in the movie. But my favorite part of this movie was probably, I don't know how to say his name or his fictional name. It's like Roger Jean Page.
Oh, that's the guy from yeah. What's the name of that show? It's in a Netflix show, which I actually haven't seen, but it was very popular when it first came out. I think it's called Bridgerton. Bridgerton.
Yeah.
There you go. That actor. Yeah, that's right. He was actually a lot of fun too. Okay, I'll keep saying the word fun a lot in this review, but like even that character was very nice to see on screen, not just seeing him on screen. I mean like his character is hilarious. Like he's not trying to be funny, but the things that he does end up being hilarious.
I found a lot of his scenes funny. They were like very like, I don't know what other term to use, in like light skin energy. Like he's like side staring, like majestic looking, and I just found that funny. Like his entire character of not really understanding anything, but he's still like smart in a way.
Yeah. And then Hugh Grant is in this movie too, and a lot of his lines were hilarious. A lot of his dialogue and like little uh, what do you call those little quirky things that he does was pretty funny. And there was some people there that you can tell that some people who came to the screening did play the game because there was a part in the movie that something happens and then you can hear them in the background and they're like they make like a noise like oh kind of like again I'm not gonna mention it but there's a couple things that come out in this movie that a fan of Dungeons and Dragons recognize in the movies. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know what he was talking about, but I figured it has something to do with the whatever thing. So that was interesting. And let me see. Oh, and then right before, how because we watched a little sneak peek of the movie, so we get like a little introduction from some of the cast before the movie starts. And then when they're like, okay, we're about to watch the movie, enjoy or whatever, then one of the guys was like, yay, or something.
Oh yeah, he literally said yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yay. He was like, okay, so there's some Dungeons and Dragons fan in here for sure. Okay, so there we go. And so those are the positives. So I'm gonna get to the negatives now, and the negatives actually don't have. I only have like one negative thing really. I think it's kind of significant, but there's only really one negative thing that I can think of right now after only seeing it once. And actually, before we get there, I know I see a few people here in the chat. Can you guys let me know if the audio is okay? If there's no echoey? If you guys can hear me okay? Because if I need to disconnect the cable, then I'll go ahead and do that. But if anyone could just let me know. So anyways, I'll continue here. So negatives, the cons of this movie, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. So I guess the only real negative or con that I would say this movie has is the story. Now, as I mentioned before in other reviews and just in general when it comes to movies and stuff like that, story is very important to me and I'm sure to a lot of people too. I mean, story is like the foundation of everything. It's like if you have a lame ass story, then most likely that movie is not going to be good. So the story here is not necessarily a bad story. The story is not bad. It's just kind of basic or generic, but without the overall rounded characters and the type of humor that was used in the script for the story. Without these characters and this humor and dialogue and stuff like that, it would be a pretty boring movie, I think. What are your thoughts on that, Matthew?
Yeah, I agree. The story was very like, it's like very video gamey. Like you know exactly what the end goal is, and so this whole movie is like just like set up and getting things to get something or all to just reach the end point, which you know is gonna happen eventually. That's just the way I saw it. The story wasn't really anything like
It wasn't
crazy.
groundbreaking, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like what would be, and I'm not putting you like on the spot right now, but what would be like a movie that the story was like amazing?
Oh my god.
I know.
Hold on.
Like I said, you're just looking for some movie titles. It's fine. I know you weren't expecting that, so that I'll put you on the spot here. But yeah. So I mean, it is very hard to come up with a brand new story that's no one has told. There's a shitload of movies, a shitload of series, animated stuff throughout the decades that it's kind of hard to come up with something original or new or fresh. So you might just get like little components, little elements of new things, new twists, with a story that we will be kind of similar to movies that we've seen before, stories that we've seen or heard before. So, I mean, the story, like I said, is not bad per se, but it's just not. I mean, it is kind of little basic, generic. With all the other stuff, it will be kind of boring. But good thing we have these great characters, these great actors performing the characters, great, like I said, humor and dialogue and so forth. And that's what made this movie stand out and elevate it. So it's a much better movie without it. And I really, really enjoyed it. So, Matthew, you think you're ready for now? You already gave me the grade because
I did.
you put it on social media.
Oh yeah.
So based on your grade, then I calculate the movie canon grade. So this is what we have here. So on my side of the screen, you see Gio's grade. I gave it a B plus. It's a see it. So in the movie canon, we use the three S's as the system, which is see it, stream it, or skip it. For me, it's a see it. And then Matthew, are you able to see the?
I cannot.
Okay, so we have
Yeah.
Matthew's grade, which you see right there. Matthew's grade. It says see it, grade A minus.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's Matthew's grade right there. Okay. All right. So there you go. A minus based on the grade that you put.
Yeah,
That's an A
I
minus.
would
So it's a see it for the both of us here. Kind of like, do you know who Cisco and Ebert are, Matthew?
Who?
Okay, never mind. Cisco and Ebert. So we have, like the some of my millennial viewers wouldn't know who Cisco and Ebert are, the two movie critics, the thumbs up, thumbs down. Does that ring a bell at all, Matthew?
No.
Damn, it doesn't ring a bell. Anyway, these two movie critics that they'll watch a movie together, they'll televise it, they'll talk about the movie whether they liked it or not, and they'll give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So back like in the 90s, you'll see a movie that'll be like, oh, Cisco and Ebert gave the movie 2 thumbs up. So like 2 thumbs up, right? So that's what it was like late in the 90s. So obviously I'm not going to take that because that's probably copyrighted or something, but that's kind of what I try to do sometimes. We have the millennial perspective, which is me, Matthew's perspective, which is the Gen Z perspective. So his thoughts, my thoughts. We both liked Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. So it's a see it. Definitely watch it. It just came out technically last night. So you haven't seen John Wick Chapter 4, definitely check this movie out. So there we go. And then you still have to watch John Wick 4, right, Matthew?
I sure do.
Yeah.
But I low-key do want to rewatch this movie.
Yeah, I do want to rewatch John Wick Chapter 4. I would watch this movie again, Dungeons and Dragons, but I want to watch John Wick 4 again more than Dungeons and Dragons watching that again. Even though I gave him the same exact grade, but yeah, there you go. So that's it for this one, for the non-spoiler review of Dungeons and Dragons. And let's see, what was the other thing that we're going to do here today? I think we're going to get to the movie trivia stuff now. Matthew, are you ready for this movie trivia game?
Ready as I'll ever be.
So Star Wars Jedi Survivor video game. Right now it is locked because Matthew has not won the trivia game. So what I'm going to do right now, and again, I mentioned this earlier, but I don't know, maybe some of you people are just joining us now. The Hogwarts Legacy giveaway I'm announcing after this movie trivia game, and I'll announce the winner then. But before that, we're gonna have Matthew play this. Now I'm gonna put the we'll be right back because I have to set up the camera for Matthew. So we'll be right back in just a bit here, and then when we come back, then we'll start the game. It's not gonna be that long, so just I'm just gonna make sure that the other camera is working and everything. So it'll just be a few minutes, okay? So thank you so much for the ones who have been watching so far. So just go ahead and wait here, and then we'll start the movie trivia game. See if Matthew actually unlocks this new giveaway, Jedi Survivor. regular one. So I'm going to click or show the camera that Matthew is going to be using for the movie trivia game. So I'm going to try it right now, and it may not work right now. So I'm also adjusting the camera and stuff like that. All right, so we're messing around with the camera because technical camera issues. So looks like you're good there, right, Matthew?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see here. All right, so we're about to do the movie trivia game with Matthew, and let me just double check on something here real quick. Okay, so yeah, so earlier you probably saw EOS utility. That's because I was trying to get this other camera to work, so that's where you saw that for a bit. So I had to move around with the cables and stuff like that. So it looks like it's fixed because that's the shot right there. So that's the shot, and that's the one that Matthew's going to use for this game. So let me just double check on something else here. So okay. Okay. All right, Matthew. So we're about to start with this. So let me just look at something else here. And then Matthew, you've played the
I I sure have.
The first game.
Yes.
What is it called?
Jedi Fallen Order.
And what are your thoughts on that game?
Um, Overall, I did like it. I did not like the whole like traveling stuff. Like it's cool to a certain extent, but there being no fast traveling in the game definitely was my least favorite part about the game.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me see here.
Which they apparently have fixed in the second game, so
Oh, did they?
they sure did.
All right. So. Okay, so we're about to start the movie trivia game. Give me a moment here. Okay, so again, the movie trivia game, the game, the Jedi Survivor game, it's locked. Matthew's about to start in just a moment here, so I just need to get something here. Okay, so this is the shot that I was trying to get. Okay, so trying to get this one. Okay, face cam, and then this one. So we'll go back and forth with these two. Okay, so Matthew,
Yes.
are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, so again, this is the movie trivia game. This is part of a Met Report episode here. Matthew will try to unlock this game, Jedi Survivor, which we have here. So there's going to be 20 questions. Matthew will not have any lifeline of any sort, and he would just have to get 80%. So that's 20 questions. So he can have 4 wrong.
Yes.
And then still unlock it. So we got that. So again, right now it's locked. And then Matthew, we're about to start here. So just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay, so here we go. All right, so hold on a moment here, because I'm trying to get the questions and ready to go. Okay, and then Matthew, just say something right now. I just want to make sure that the mic is still good.
Hello.
What was that? Anyone here in the chat can tell me if the mic is working fine? The sound is good? There's no echoes or anything like that? It doesn't sound weird?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, here we are. Okay, Matthew, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so again, locked right now. So, Matthew, you're trying to look at the...
What? No. Oh.
Okay. All right. So again here, Matthew, it is going to be 20 questions.
Yes.
You can miss 4. So if you miss 4, if you get 4 wrong, you can still unlock it. Okay? So you don't have a lifeline, like I said. So here we go. So the first question is a true or false. Okay, so those are your only potential answers here. So here we go. True or false, Matthew? The original Star Wars film was nominated for 10 Oscars.
Oh my God.
So that's a true or false.
I'm gonna say false.
Okay, the answer is true.
Wow.
Okay, so you got one wrong already. Okay, next question. Name one actor who auditioned for or was offered the role of Han Solo in the original Star Wars film.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Of the original Star Wars film?
Hold on.
Oh my god.
I have no idea.
All right. Let's just skip that one. Okay. So it's fine. So we're still good here. True or false? This is a true or false. Now, I don't know how you pronounce this name, so you might know, Matthew, but Cal Kestis,
Yes.
the main character in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, also appeared in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. True or false?
That's false.
All right, so there you go. So you got a point there. Okay, so you have -1 so far.
Wow.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so, I mean, this one might be a little hard, but I'm just looking for just one answer here. So this is not a true or false. This is a regular question. While there are several studios who rejected George Lucas's Star Wars film, like the original one from the 70s, there are 3 major studios who did not want to finance the film. Name one of those studios, just one of them.
Warner Bros.
No.
New Line Cinema. I don't know.
Nope. Okay, so that's another wrong.
Wow.
The answer, by the way, could have been Universal, United Artists, or Disney.
Wow.
Okay, so let's see here. Where's the game cam? Oh, here's the game cam. Okay. So there's another true or false question, Matthew. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Not including the Special Achievement Oscar, the original Star Wars film won 6 Oscars in 1978. True or false?
True.
True, yes. Okay, so you got that one right. All right. Next question. What's the name of the Mandalorian played by Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian?
Joel Miller? Din Djarin?
What?
Din Djarin?
Din Djarin. Okay, what did you say first?
Joel Miller
What was that?
from The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. All right, so you got that one right. All right, good. So let's move on. True or false? So we're going back to the true or false.
Yes.
Here we go. Yoda ends up fleeing to Dagobah. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Dagobah?
Take a look.
After the Order 66 purge, his home planet. True or false?
Well, that's true. He did go there.
But the statement overall, what is it? Is it true or false? So this is the whole statement. Because
It's false.
there's a second part
Yeah,
there.
it's false.
So I'm going to ask you one more time, and I want you to really think about it. And then you can tell me your final answer here. Because I know this is kind of like a two-parter, but overall, the sentence. Yoda ends up fleeing to Dagobah after the Order 66 purge his home planet.
false.
False. That is correct.
Yes.
Okay. So far, Matthew, you have 2 wrong. 2 wrong. All right. So let's go on to the next one here. So we have... Okay. How many theatrically released episodic Star Wars films are there?
9.
All right, you got it. Another true or false, Matthew? Where's I just lost my spot here. Okay, true or false? When the original Star Wars film was released and marketed, Episode 4, A New Hope, was not part of the title.
That is true. It's just Star Wars.
Great. Yep. You got that right. All right. So you got that one right. Next one. Who is the current head of Lucasfilm?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes. You got that one too. All right. Another true or false, Matthew. Members of the boy band NSYNC were set to be in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, but were ultimately cut before the release of the film. True or false?
This is true.
This is true. Yes. NSYNC was almost going to be part of Star Wars lore. So, NSYNC. Back in 2002. All right. Next one. In Star Wars lore, or mythology, whatever you want to call it, which Jedi had the highest midichlorian count at over 20,000 per cell?
Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. All right, Matthew. So you're getting that pretty good. So you've got 2 wrong. So you're doing pretty well so far.
Maybe.
All right. Let's see. So you think you're going to win, Matthew?
I guess maybe at this point. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Okay, so we're still locked, right? So we're still locked. So here we go, Matthew. The next question here. Let me find it here. Where is it? Okay, here we go. I always forget this one, like myself. Like I always forget the name. True or false, Matthew? The Death Star plans were located in the planet Scarif. True or false?
True.
Yes, true.
Yes.
Okay, next one here. This actor portrays Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and he was also in the first X-Men film. So I'm looking for the physical portrayal of Darth Maul, not the voice actor. Who was it?
That would be Ray Park.
Yes! What the hell? True or false? In Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader gives the famous line to Luke Skywalker. He says, "Luke, I am your father." True or false?
False.
Okay, yeah. It is false. The line is, "No, I am your father." All right, next one here. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Which episodic Star Wars film was the first to be released in December?
The Force Awakens.
Yes. How did you know that?
Because I saw it in December.
But I mean, the other ones could have come out
The other ones came out in May-ish, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So,
Yeah.
True or false, Matthew? True or false? Here we go. Damn, you only have a few more questions left. All right. True or false? George Lucas sold Star Wars Lucasfilm for $275 million. Is that true or false?
False.
How do you even know that?
Because I'm pretty sure it's $1 billion deal, like $2 billion.
False. You are correct.
Yes.
It was for $4 billion.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So we just have a few more questions here, Mather. Just a few more questions.
Damn right.
So far, you've only missed 2.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if you're gonna know this one though, but here we go. Which Star Wars movie has made the most money domestically? Meaning just the US and Canada. That's what domestically means. So which
That's The Force Awakens.
yes. Yes. All right, so we have just a few more questions here, Matthew. Here we go. Next one. Jedi Fallen Order is set during which Star Wars timeline? You can describe it however you want, but be as specific as you can.
It's after Revenge of the Sith, before A New Hope. About.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you got it. Okay, so we technically only have 2 more.
Do we?
2 more questions, Matthew. How are you feeling so far, Matthew? Only 2 more questions to go. Wait.
Well.
I think technically
Yeah,
you...
technically I could get them wrong, and we would.
Technically you won.
Yeah, technically.
Technically you
still
won.
ask questions.
Yeah, that's right, because
Yeah.
2 more questions, even if you get them wrong,
Yeah.
that's still 80%. Right, so I'll still ask you the questions. Here we go. Who is the only Mandalorian to be accepted as a Jedi?
It's a Vizsla.
What is it?
It's a Vizsla. I forget which. I don't remember his name. I know it is a Vizsla though.
Okay, so it's Tare Vizsla.
Tari Vizsla. Okay.
All right. Well, you got
Technically, you got
half
it
a
wrong.
point.
Yeah,
half a point. Yeah, I guess I'll have a point. There you go.
half a
I
point.
mean, you already won anyways.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't matter.
true or false? Wait. No. Here's the other question. Who is Chewbacca based off of?
It's this one wrestler, MMA fighter, I think.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No, so that would be a wrong answer there, but it doesn't really matter.
Who's based off-
Specifically, the Wookiee is based on George Lucas's dog,
Oh.
named Indiana. So there you go.
Rest in peace.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I
mean,
mean,
I
it's
would-
been a long time, so. Who knows? No, I don't think so. No.
40-year-old dog. Okay.
All right. So okay,
Well, I
there,
guess
Matthew, you unlocked it.
I sure did.
You unlocked Star Wars Jedi Survivor giveaway, PS5 or what's the Xbox?
Xbox Series X / S.
That's what it's called now. Xbox Series.
X.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Or the Series S.
Oh, okay. All right. So Matthew has unlocked Jedi Survivor. So it has happened.
Sure has.
Matthew, without the help of anyone, because he was only. So ultimately, how many did you end up missing? Was it like 3?
Yes.
Oh no, let's
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, so you missed 3.5.
Sure did.
So that's still a passing score out of 20 questions. So you passed, Matthew. So you have unlocked Jedi Survivor as
For
the
me?
next give. No,
I'm just kidding.
absolutely not. You are automatically disqualified since you're part of this channel. So there you go.
Wow.
So anyways, Jedi Survivor unlocked. I will give you guys the details as to how to enter that. Now the plan for this, now that Matthew did actually unlock it, now that Matthew did unlock this giveaway, the plan is to, of course, I'm gonna need minimum requirements and so forth, minimum entries. I mean, I'll give you guys the details just like I did for the Hogwarts Legacy giveaway, which the winner I'm about to announce in just a moment here. There'll be more details in a future post, and I'll give you that information a little later. Must have mailing address within the United States. That is always a requirement. YouTube subscriber or Instagram follower of the movie canon. Again, that's always the requirements there. And so I'll give you more details about that, like I mentioned. And let me see. Oh, the way that what I was going to say is that now that Matthew did unlock this giveaway and it's Star Wars related, I want to announce the winner. Again, if we get the minimum stuff, on May 4th, Star Wars Day. So hopefully I get all the minimum requirements, the minimum entries, that I'm actually going to be able to officially activate it. So Matthew's unlocked the giveaway. So now it's up to you guys to officially activate the giveaway. Meaning, when I say activate, meaning I got the minimum number of entries for the giveaway. There's enough interest for this giveaway that I'm actually going to give it away to someone. A YouTube subscriber of the movie canon or an Instagram follower. Like always, there's always ways for you to win by doing a little extra. That information will be in the post. I always put that information in the post. And when I say post, I mean like an Instagram. I usually want to have all that information, or in the videos that I do. So this will be a separate video. I'll cut this one out as its own movie trivia video, and those details will be on there as well. So I'll give you more details about that a little later. So that's it. Matthew unlocked Jedi Survivor. That is the next giveaway.
Damn right.
For the movie canon. So Matthew has unlocked it again. And I'm thinking way ahead right now, but
Spider-Man.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you knew exactly where I was going with that. So obviously the Hogwarts Legacy was a success for the channel. So hopefully we have a great success for this one too. And maybe you can unlock the Spider-Man game. When does it come out? In September?
Allegedly.
Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have an
Yeah.
official release date. I think it's supposed to come out in September, the
Yeah.
Spider-Man game, but
Summer 2023 was the alleged date.
yeah, so if that is the case, then maybe we'll have you play a game and maybe you unlock that one. So far you've
Probably
done it twice. So 100%
win rate.
yeah, whatever. So there you go. All right. So now that we have this, so what is left? Let's see here. Let's see. So I think we're ready to announce the winner of the Hogwarts Legacy video game. So let me go back here. So Hogwarts Legacy, I opened this, I think it was a little over a month ago. Matthew played a movie trivia game just like this one, and he won, and you unlocked it. Plenty of people subscribed to the channel and followed the Instagram page and entered this giveaway in order to try to win this. A lot of people did that. I got the minimum entries, so I activated it. So, okay, so I'm going to give it to someone because we got the minimum number of entries and so forth. So now I'm announcing the winner It was kind of a pain in the ass to gather all the names because some of you guys did the extra stuff where I put your name more than once, so that was kind of annoying. but but I mean, it is what it is. So definitely still do that because that's how you can get more chances to win. So I picked a name, one name, and this person is a YouTube subscriber of the Movie Canon. This person is also an Instagram follower of the Movie Canon. So I picked the winner, and since I always want to have a graphic, like an image, that's why I do that before. And I just did this like right before I started the stream, before I actually started setting up for the stream and so forth. So, and then I created the graphic. So you guys ready for the winner? So the winner of this Hogwarts Legacy is YouTube subscriber, Instagram follower, and hopefully has a mailing address within the United States, because that's one of the requirements. So hopefully you have a mailing address within the United States. And the winner is YouTube subscriber and Instagram follower, Machete Suarez. He is the winner of Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition PS5 physical copy. So he has won this giveaway. Again, everyone, thank you everyone for subscribing and following the page and following the instructions and so forth. This is the winner, Machete or Machete or whatever you want to pronounce it, Suarez. So he is the winner. I'll contact him a little later. And then I'll post the winner again on social media later, probably sometime this weekend or whatever. So this is the winner of the Hogwarts Legacy game. I'll contact you, Machete Suarez, so you can give me your mailing information and so forth. Hopefully it's within the United States. If it is not, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do the giveaway with you, and I'm going to have to move on to someone else. But hopefully that's not the case. So Machete Suarez is the winner of this Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition PS5 physical copy. All right, so that's it here. So that's it, everyone. So that's it for today's stream, the Met Report. We talked about the Scott Pilgrim anime series that's coming to Netflix. We talked about our non-spoiler review of Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Matthew did his movie trivia game. He unlocked Jedi Survivor.
Sure did.
And I announced the winner of Hogwarts Legacy video game, which is Machete Suarez. So that's it for today's stream today. Everyone, thank you so much for the ones who watched live, or if you're watching this after the fact, thank you so much for that. And again, everyone, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, following the page, following the instructions for the giveaway. And there's another one. So continue to be subscribed. If you even if you didn't win this one, there's still a chance for you possibly winning the Jedi Survivor games. So maybe I'll get more subscribers and so forth. Like I said, there'll be more minimum requirements later on, so I'll post that a little later. But Matthew was successful yet again in unlocking Jedi Survivor. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for watching the channel, watching this episode. And any final things you want to say, Matthew, before we end the stream?
I'm 2 for 2, and I'm gonna be 3 for 3. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I always say we'll see, but you end up winning anyways. All right, thank you, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. If I can find the little ending thing. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, everyone, if you haven't already.